Here again is your host, Julianna Liddon.
Welcome back. I hope you are feeling calm and relaxed just by listening to Theresa Hubbard's voice, because I know I am, and I'm matching her vibration over here on the other end of the radio. So Theresa, I'm trying to see here. I believe I want to give everyone the website in case we don't get to it. Journey Home Retreats. Can you give us that website?
Sure. It is journeyhomeretreats.com.
Okay. Everyone, you have to look at this. It is so beautiful. I mean, you can do reunions. You can do, if you have clientele that you want to bring there for a powwow, for wellness, you do your own retreats there. You're doing one this evening, correct?
Yes. I'm actually leaving here and doing a Thriving Through Cancer retreat.
Oh, that's wonderful. And how long is it? Tell us a little bit about what's involved in that.
Well, it's this evening through Sunday at noon, and it is a lot of what we've talked about. It's, teaching them mindfulness techniques, doing, coping skills. Who are they? Are they cancer? No, they're not cancer. Really helping them hold on to their identity of who they are, helping them, relax, get away. Really, it's learning. It's psychoeducational, but it's also very experiential.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And people being present for them in their experience, whatever that experience is.
Beautiful, beautiful work. I love that. So everyone, Journey Home Retreats, plural. That's plural.com. And for the last little bit here, can you believe we're getting close to the end? I can't believe it. It always flies when you're having fun. Let's talk about your hypnotherapy and how you do this heart-centered work. I'm fascinated with this.
Yes, thank you. Yes, the heart-centered hypnotherapy is a technique that I learned several years ago as a result of my trauma. The therapist that I saw did hypnosis, and I didn't think that I was actually hypnotized while he was doing it, but I found that it was actually effective. And so after, I think it was about a year later, I contacted him and asked him about doing hypnotherapy. And unfortunately, there isn't a lot for clinicians. But then, interestingly enough, the opportunity, came. God presented somebody in my life who said, "Oh, here's this place in Issaquah, Washington, outside of Seattle, called the Wellness Institute that provides heart-centered hypnotherapy training mainly for clinicians." And it is a very powerful training. And I have to tell you, every day when I do a session with a client, I am so thankful in my heart for all the work that they have done in creating this amazing process. And it's so powerful for people. And it is really creating anchors inside of them so that they have a calm, safe, relaxing place to go to when they are scared, when they're struggling. Really helping that our inner child grow up, realizing that they're safe. Our adult self, us realizing we have an adult self that can take care of us. Oftentimes when I'm working with clients, they have a really hard time when they're in the hypnotherapy process to do what I call pulling an adult. So they'll be in that relaxed place, and I'll ask them, when is the most recent time that you felt like you were an adult, that experience of being strong and wise? And it's very difficult for people sometimes to pull an example when they're functioning out of their subconscious primarily, when they were a strong, wise, healthy adult.
Wow.
Now, and they can have it in their cognitive part of their brain, the conscious part. But when they're really in that subconscious part, when they're functioning out of that primarily, it's like, but am I? Am I really an adult? I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
And then we work on helping, develop that so that they can access that. So their conscious brain, can access that they're an adult. Because goodness, if their subconscious can't access it,
Yeah.
no wonder it's so difficult for their conscious to access it.
Right.
And then we work on what I call the middle part, which is working through those emotions that are trapped inside our body, whatever they are, those experiences that keep us stuck. And then moving into the end, which depending on how the session goes, we will have some more inner child work, letting that child part of us know that, I'm going to be an adult. I'm going to take care of you. You can relax. You can go play because I'm not going to let you down. And I believe in us. It's really, really working on that connection with ourselves.
And integrating, right?
Yes,
I mean,
and
is that the
integrating.
right word? Really, the subconscious and the conscious, to let them have that moment to really have that union or meld,
Yes, very much. Very much.
Wow. And so you mentioned, so this concept of inner child and the emotion and all of that, is that how the heart-centered is different than traditional?
Yeah, for me.
Hypnotherapy.
Well,
Okay.
in my experience, yes.
Okay.
Because,
Yes.
Hypnotherapy, I would say in the traditional sense is, in my experience, from what I know, is that it's often hypnosis in a therapy setting. This is a very interactive process.
Oh, I like that.
Yes. It
So
is.
they're just in a
They're
trance.
not just lying there. They're not just lying there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
You're bringing them into, I don't know if I like the word trance, is that right? Or just a calm state?
Yeah, calm, safe, relaxing place. Yes, calm and relaxed. Calm and relaxed.
Because some people will say, oh, I don't know if I can be hypnotized, but that's not what your work is about, correct?
Correct. Yes.
So that frees us a little. That gives us permission to just go, oh, it's okay. I don't have to worry about going under.
No, that is exactly right. And every client that I've worked with the very first time, at the end of the session says, oh, that's not at all what I expected it to be. Because we have this expectation, based off movies and television of what it's like, and it is not. It is not that experience.
Yeah, exactly. When you said movies, I was laughing, thinking of all kinds of things. So in this work, do you find that it's so powerful that you get results more quickly than you would without it?
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely.
Wow. So it's very impactful.
Yes. Oh, I love it, and it's difficult. It's a process, though. I mean, it goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning, that resistance that we have to see ourselves. And so you'll have people who will do a session, and then it may be 6 months or a year before they do another one because the resistance is there, like, ooh, I don't know that I really want to know that about myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But boy, if you're willing,
yes.
What a journey, right?
Yes, what a journey.
Yeah, and I always say, I always try to flip it and say, but it's a celebratory journey. I'm always so excited when someone's eager to work. I'm like, what a gift we have here to be able to explore and go beneath the surface, right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, well, I love all that you do. And one other thing that we might have just a few minutes to touch on is the EMDR.
Yes.
People love that who do it, correct?
Yes. Most people that I know love EMDR. And I've used it for years. I find it very helpful. I use it mostly with people that are working on a very specific trauma that happened. And I may do EMDR on a specific trauma, and it definitely if people aren't willing to do hypnotherapy, because hypnotherapy it can be scary for people, and EMDR is not so scary. And so I will use EMDR for people that feel more safe with EMDR, who want a more passive experience. And for people who have a very specific trauma that they're working on.
Okay, and so the scary, I'm thinking, relates back to what we were talking about.
Yes,
just going
movies
deep.
and
Yeah.
television, and yes,
Sure. Okay.
that something's going to happen. They're going to act like a chicken or whatever.
Or they're going to tell you some horrific thing that was embarrassing. Or
Right. No, and that and that's the thing is actually during hypnotherapy, you're very aware of what's happening. There's just a part of you that doesn't care that it's happening.
Yeah.
Like you may hear like a voice out in the hallway, and you hear it, people talking out there, but there's just a part of your brain that's like, I'm here. I'm focused on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really being present. It's the epitome of being there in the now.
Yes, it is. And that's
great.
Yeah, it's learning to be present. It allows us the opportunity to get all of that stuff that's stuck inside of us out so that we can be present.
So I bet the training was very cathartic in and of itself.
Oh, yes, love it. And the initial training and the internship, I value it. I go on retreat 4 times a year to keep working on my stuff. It's very powerful.
Gosh, that just sounds amazing. So, okay, so can you believe we've only got a couple of minutes left? I want to remind everyone again that it's www.theresahubbard.com. And so let's see. And it is is there any other way people need to get a hold of you? I want them to go to thejourneyhomeretreats.com as well. You've got 1 minute if you want to kind of close us out.
Oh, goodness. Those, I think, are the best way. All my contact information is there. I would love to help anybody who's interested in learning more information, whether it's about, hypnotherapy or getting help or retreats. I am very passionate about what I do, and I know that everybody has that place inside of them, that place of compassion and grace, and it is a beautiful thing to see it open up. I really access that.
I tell you, I hate to cut you off, Theresa, but you are a beautiful human being, and we all had an hour to really see that. You showcased yourself so beautifully, and I appreciate every moment, and I loved having you on.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for being a